today we have a topic of uprisings. Uprisings are being talked about by the regime supporters. And our first one here is by this person. So you guys can see this is in Farsi. We'll be translating that into English. So it's a little bit, we're going to censor it a little bit, okay? Because this guy he's quite pissed off. His name is Reza. He's really mad. You're an idiot. You don't know what's happening to people and families with this high prices. You're an idiot. You don't say that the wages of workers and employees should be raised. And you're an idiot because you don't say that the wages of families should be raised. Then there's the problem with gasoline. Some say 2 million liters of gasoline were burned on the northern road. Some say 50, whatever. Gasoline is the problem here for these regime supporters. Now that the price of gasoline is no longer being subsidized as much, they have come out and threatened an uprising, multiple of them. This price of gasoline in these conditions only causes incidents like January. What happened in January, Armin?
We had the greatest mass uprising of the Iranian people in history in January.
Correct.
And Ali, do you know the second greatest uprising of the Iranian people by the Islamic Republic? Do you know when that happened? Bloody November, 7 years ago. You know what that was in response to? The spark of that was higher gas prices. This is why the regime is very worried.
So that's our topic of the day. We'll give you guys some other information. So while we read this for you guys, after this, I have a pretty interesting story that happened 2 days ago in Iran. This guy's saying, dude, this is embarrassing. What kind of prices are these for gasoline? Don't break people's backs. You want chaos in the country again and a few more young people to be killed? More and more of them are talking about this. And Armin, 2 days ago in Kerman, the Islamic Republic was set to set the price of gasoline to 87,000 toman. So it was going to be like a huge price hike. They didn't do it. Did you hear about that?
Do you know why?
Yeah.
Why?
Armin, they didn't hike up the prices because they were directly afraid that in Kerman would cause an uprising.
So let me actually tell you what actually is happening. Okay, they were never going to raise it that much. Okay, so here's the plan.
Get used to it.
No, so what they do is they want to increase it by a certain level, which would cause an uprising. So there are 3 strategies. First, like if gasoline prices are like 10,000 tumans, for example, they want to increase it to 20,000 tumans. So they know that could spark an uprising. So instead of raising it to 20,000 tumans, they're going to come and announce that they're going to raise it to 87,000 tumans, right? Which causes a panic, and people will be, well, that is impossible. Like, we're not going to be able to live like that. And then they're going to cancel it and say, like, guys, we're not going to do it. And that way, when they increase it to 20,000, they think that way they would avoid an uprising, because people are going to compare the 20,000 to the 87,000 that they announced before. So that's one strategy that they're having, right? A second strategy that they're having to try to avoid an uprising is to do it province by province instead of doing it nationally. So instead of increasing gasoline prices like in all of Iran, they do one province. So if there's an uprising, they could have their suppression forces focus in that province and manage that uprising, and then go do it in another province, and then go do it in another province. That's the second strategy. So they have learned from the previous mistakes, and they're trying to contain it this way. The third strategy,
about the second one.
Yes. The third thing that they're going to do is blame Pezeshkian, obviously.
Yeah.
You know that.
And they are.
Yeah.
And they are. They're blaming everything on the president of the Islamic Republic. So let's take a look at another one of these before we actually get into the Pezeshkian hate. Another one of these regime supporters saying the hardcore supporters of the dollar system, or whatever, of the West, basically. The hardcore supporters of the West, whatever it takes for gasoline, are supporters of the system and won't let the system fall. Let's actually put this into Farsi and read it because this translation is really off. Armin, do you mind doing us a favor here?
Yes. هسته سخت طرفدار نظام دلار هر چه بشه بنزین هر چه بشه طرفدار نظام هستن و نمیذارن نظام سقوط کنه اما جنگ داخلی بدتر از جنگ خارجی است. So he's saying the core supporters of the regime, no matter no matter how much our currency drops, no matter how much fuel prices get, it doesn't matter. They will continue supporting the regime. They're not going to let the regime fall. However, be warned that the internal civil war is going to be so much worse than foreigners attacking us. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He
This
is
is a
right.
confirmation of what I've been telling you guys, that these people fear an internal uprising more than American and Israeli attacks because they know that they cannot stand, they cannot, they're not going to be able to survive that.
And that's why some of the IRGC commanders want to go back to war. They don't want to deal with the domestic problems. So these were, I don't know, I like these ones, yeah.
These are really good finds. Thank you for finding them. Do you mind if I explain something about the subsidies and why gasoline prices are so low in Iran?
Yeah, can we talk about the gasoline prices right after this? Because that's the
Yes,
biggest spark. So we should actually dedicate a few minutes to that.
Okay.
And our next one here is by this person. All right. Let's see what he's saying. He's saying, why doesn't the supreme leader do something? If I wanted to buy 87 tomans worth of gasoline, which is now going to be the new price, but they're not going to actually, I have to pay my entire salary and more for this gasoline. Please help us reach the leader, the supreme leader. I have news for this person. This is what your supreme leader wants. Armin, isn't this all? This is on purpose. No one's going to come and save him.
Intervene how exactly?
Exactly.
How is he going to, if you don't have enough? Like these people, you know what, Ali, these people think? These people think that the way that prices are decided is somebody sitting behind the screen like Pezeshkian is like, I could pick any number for gasoline prices and I'm going to put 87 and press enter. And I could have just easily picked any other number, but I decided to pick 87.
Just, yeah. I mean, the supreme leader should single-handedly go and break the blockade so he can save this person. I don't know what exactly he's expecting, but a lot of people are thinking like that. Hey, where's the supreme leader? Why isn't he saying anything? All right, here we go to the next one saying, this one's good. Said, guys, don't worry. The esteemed cabinet of our administration is currently preparing its propaganda. We'll put this back into Farsi. That one's also a little bit off here. Can you read that for us?
دوستان گلم اصلا نگران نباشید. کابینه محترم دولت فعلا دارن ذهن‌ها رو آماده میکنن. اصلا نگران نباشید. Oh, this guy gets it. He's saying the cabinet of the government of Pezeshkians are just preparing the minds. You know, basically they are basically saying they're not going to increase the oil prices now. They're just preparing people's minds so later they increase oil prices. He's not wrong. He gets it. Yeah, he understands what's happening. He's basically just saying what I just told you. They're going to be like, oh, we're going to increase our gasoline prices, and they're not going to next time. So just get the outrage out a couple of times so that when that actually happens, you already have expressed all your outrage. You're outraged out. You have no more outrage. You have no more F to give because you gave it the last time when they didn't increase the gas prices. They're
Whoopsie.
they're desensitizing you for the
Yep.
eventual price hike.
So it's great that these people know this. It's only fueling their. It's funny to me. It's like the killing of 50,000 plus Iranians didn't bother them. Gasoline prices going up is apparently the thing.
And this is the one thing that they were supposed to not care about. They have been telling us for years that they're resilient and they could tolerate hardship for the sake of Islam. And now they're crying as well. Like, you guys are not supposed to be crying. You have been bragging about that. This is not going to affect you.
Yep. We also have this one. So this is what most people of these Islamic Republic supporters are complaining about. It's just gasoline, gasoline, gasoline. As you guys can see here, like this guy's saying like Zurnazan. Could you read this for us as well?
زر نزنید بابا. جلیلی بود بنزون گرون نمیشد. ها؟ آشغالای نطفه خراب. یه موتور دارم کارت سوخت نداره. اینا جنگ قدرت دارن. Oh, it's like,
so would Jalili have saved him? I'm not sure.
You go up a little bit. What is this in response to? This is interesting. Okay, never mind. So he's saying, shut up, everybody. If Jalili was in charge, if Jalili was the president, the gas prices wouldn't go up. So the Paidari campers. So if instead of Pezeshkian, Jalili was the president, gas prices would not be go up. And then, you goddamn bastard, I have a motorcycle and I don't have the cart. I don't have the cart that has the fuel in it. This is all about power, the fights between them. So he's saying, shut up, you guys don't know. Pezeshkian is just trying to use his power to fight against other people. If Jalili was in power, gas prices wouldn't go up. This guy's delusional. The last guy was getting it right. This guy is stupid. This guy doesn't understand that there's just not enough money for the subsidies.
Yeah,
I'll explain it to you guys what's happening.
Yeah.
Why they don't have, yeah.
And then we have this one as well. Let's see if the translator is good enough for this one. Yeah, this one's good. Okay, so again, if you guys read doctor here, that's Pezeshkian. So he's saying, take the country away from the traitorous Pezeshkian, the president of the Islamic Republic, who's causing trouble at every moment. There's not even a need for America attack because the Pezeshkian and those people around him are destroying the country themselves. So you're right. They're attacking Pezeshkian.
Guys, didn't we predict that this is like way before any of this started? We told you that they're going to keep everything is going to go to crap. And the whole purpose of Pezeshkian is to take the bullet. Before any of this started, even before the Operation Epic Fury and any of this started, we knew that this is going to happen. And it's happening exactly how we told you. And I said it's going to happen, and I told you guys that he deserves it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Guys, don't be misled. Pezeshkian gave the order to massacre the Iranian people just as much as someone like Khamenei did. There's no difference.
True. Yes.
And we have our next one. This person goes on and on about actually no, that was the next one. Okay, good. So all right. This person is a regime supporter, and he's being sarcastic. He's saying, well done to the Westerners. Our government, the Islamic Republic, has reached America with this message, which is, hey, yeah, you can blockade us as long as you don't attack, which will result in Iran collapsing on its own. Negotiations are of no use now because America will just wait for the blockade. They'll just retaliate against us if we do anything, and then they'll wait for Iran to surrender or enter a civil war. They won't even give us any concessions. Well done, Pezeshkian, for turning a war that we won with the blood of martyrs into a defeat with your ridiculous plans.
This is the most accurate take I've ever seen. Well, except blaming Pezeshkian. But this is actually very true. Guys, this is how United States is could be winning this, even if there's no military escalation. The calculation might be we don't need to go to war. We don't need to go to war. This whole thing is collapsing on its own with the blockade. What do you think, Ali?
Could be. It could be. It could be. But as we say, America can't sit back forever. I think they're going to weaken them to a point, then do something. That makes the most sense to me. Otherwise, we wouldn't need to be moving more troops and equipment into the region. We could have just had some bare bones skeleton crew running the show.
I mean, I think the crew is needed for the blockade and the protection of the other countries there. But I think like it might be the case that the Americans are witnessing how badly the Islamic Republic is about to be hurting if they just keep the blockade. And they think
Yeah.
if you leave, then you're going to give them a win, and if you escalate, you also might give them a win because they're just going to keep attacking infrastructure in the region, and you don't want that, right? So
Yeah.
this is just a good spot to be. Just keep the blockade on and just wait, watch them fall.
Could be, yeah. Could be.
And this guy is saying we've been defeated. They're just keeping the blockade, and we're stuck here.
It's true. He's not wrong. He's got it spot on. So yeah, that's absolutely one avenue. And there's another person who thinks quite similarly to him, and he's saying that we can't go on forever within the Islamic Republic. He's saying the country is like a barrel of gunpowder. This expensive gas is not a spark. There's a bomb inside this barrel of gunpowder. He's saying these prices aren't just a little spark for a potential uprising or anything. It's a bomb. But we have no choice because there's no gasoline. And also, the last part of the translation gets this wrong. But Armin, could you read the last couple of lines here for us where he talks about how it's going to reach everything?
اما چاره‌ای ندارن چون بنزینی وجود. Oh, he gets that. Somebody, guys, see, I tell you, some of these jihadis have two neurons to rub against each other. Look at this. Neurons are firing. It's like, but they have no choice because there is no gasoline. Like this person is saying like when they're increasing gas prices is because there's no choice. It's not because they want to. It's not because Pezeshkian wants to. If they have no choice, and he said like, guys, and next is going to be bread. And what is that now? Me. And also I think it's with the with livestock like meat basically. I think
Yeah,
I don't know
food.
what that
Yeah.
other part is. Food, the other
Yeah,
food.
I mean, that's
So
right too.
basically
Like,
everything else. Yes, everything else is going to get expensive. Guys, if
exactly.
the blockade and Operation Economic Fury continues in the next few months, if it continues like this, something really devastating is going to hit the economy in Iran. My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.